All right, we're live, and I've been waiting for this for forever. We haven't had them on in months, and you guys are going to be able to talk to Stick from Cold Steel and brand manager Jamin Horst, and they're just over here. And so, y'all know Stick. I'm gonna bring him on right here. He can say hi and add to stage.
Peace.
Hey, Stick's here. All right. Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm good. I got the new cold steel screwdriver. I don't know why I'm holding this. I really don't. We don't really offer screwdrivers.
All right, and so then I'm gonna also bring on Jamin here. Let's get the right button so I don't actually kick him out. All right, here's Jamin. Y'all saw him in the Blade HQ video that introduced everybody to the 2025 Cold Steel collection. So we're just gonna sit here and let Beamer go through some of the stuff, and if y'all have questions, let me know, and I will ask them, and we can go from there. So go ahead.
Hatamoto. Hey, Jamin, if I screw any of these things up, feel free to correct me.
I will definitely do that.
In a kind, respectful manner. I'm old.
No, not to you.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I just want to say the next turn for me around the sun is 6-0.
Oh, wow.
Come to the Blade Show in Atlanta.
What's that? Oh, yeah, my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Blade Show.
That's
Yes. Well, this is the beautiful piece right here. I don't know. Do you have good light there? There you go. If I tilt it back there, that's that 20 CV liner lock carbon handle. Beautiful polished bolsters on it. Great jimping on this thing. That is the Hatamoto. It's part of the 60 series that Lynn had a long, long time ago. Then going right into the next one. This is very similar to the video I just kicked out on YouTube. This is the Black Sable right here. XHP steel, I believe. Is that correct, Jamie?
That is correct.
I can't read that fine print on this. This thing feels really good. It has, Jimmy, have you put one of these in your hands? Has Jamin sent you anything to play with?
No, I haven't had a chance to play. I've played with the old one, but I haven't had a chance to hold the new one.
These
But
are,
yeah,
it's got a beefy, strong feel to it. And that's, I mean, that really does feel like a different tool there, so to speak. I love that shape of that blade, just like the Mayhem. You know, it's got a little Tanto kind of variation on it right there. I guess they call that. Do you call that, Jamin, a Tanto tip? Is that how you?
Tanto tip.
That's the Tanto tip?
Yeah.
What's this blade style then? The swashbuckling pirate?
That's more of a Talwar kind of swooping.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
This thing is absolutely gorgeous. And, you know, everybody always wants really light. This is not really light. This feels so solid in your hands. This feels like you could do about everything you ever wanted to and protect everybody in your family at the same time with it.
I had one question about that. On the Blade HQ video, it had mentioned that it had a triad lock on it.
That was my video. I think I screwed that up.
Okay.
Damon, what's the lock in here?
That's the traditional lock back lock.
Okay. All I had was freezing temps out there in the fog on the frozen pond, and I was going off of all memory on it, and all I did was push the button, and I said triad lock. So that is my bad. I stand corrected.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to buy one anyway. So
I'm glad that we cleared that up. And man, that is a nice feeling piece. Here's my favorite. I really truly believe this. I know I said that on this YouTube video, but that's the Colossal.
Oh, yeah.
That
man, I've been waiting for that one.
On it is incredible. Of course, Jamin knows that when you don't have feeling and a whole bunch of fingers here and some of them over here, that when you can grab your pocket catch right there and deploy this with one hand, it is fantastic. But as I mentioned, you know, I do a lot more hunting than I do stabbing things. So I really like this. I like it for just the shape of it and its ease of use. You know, whether you're cutting a box open at home or you're, you know, actually cutting or skinning out a deer with this, you know, it's not going to do your caping work. It's not detailed. It's a big leaf blade on this, but for a solid piece of I have fallen in love with a knife, this is it. That's XHP, right, Mr. James?
XHP. It's got the Dimco pocket catch on there with the triad. I'm really excited to get this out to the next, generation of cold steel. There's only a limited number of those out there currently. And, the Cold Steel Nation's been asking for, this one in particular. We are going to can't have a satin version also that you can find on Cold Steel's website, probably toward March, maybe a little sooner.
The other thing is this handle. A lot of people like the Spartan. They like that handle that they get to bite in it. Some of the Voyagers like that also. It's just got a great way of grabbing your hand back rather than your hand just grabbing it. And I love this. You've got full control right here.
And for such what it looks to be a huge knife, it's very light.
It's very light.
It's surprisingly light in your pocket. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I'm sorry, I should have probably talked about that last. A lot of requests. We did.
Oh yeah,
3
That's awesome.
XL right there. Bad to the bone. I mean, that's one of Lynn's staples. One of the fine legacies of Cold Steel from years and years and years and years. Now it's bigger and beefier, but it feels lightweight and it feels really good. That's that G10 handle on this, but triad lock, ambidextrous, pocket clips on this, but mean looking and just a fascinating work of art right there.
Oh yeah, it's indestructible. What's the steel on that? Is that XHP as well?
That's XHP.
Yeah,
that's so awesome.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Yeah,
man, people want XHP back, and y'all are bringing some of that back, which is amazing. That's really cool.
XHP, get it while you can. There's a whole bunch of industry news with some steel factories, and I think we got enough XHP for a while, but that's a whole nother subject for a different day. But yeah, XHP is a great steel to have.
There you go.
Yeah. I shaved with that blue one. I had Christian, my barber, shave with that blue one. It is so razor sharp. And when we did that and we kicked that video out, it was really funny because I didn't know this was coming out. We had so many comments of, when are you going to kick out a smaller version of that? The other one's just, a tad too long. And holy cow, Jamin sent this to me and I went, wowza. What a great everyday carry right there. And it's got that ferocious little look to it too.
Yeah.
It's pokey as Lynn.
It's got just enough of a little hook in it, just a tiny bit of a hook in it, seems like.
Yeah, it's like one of my
will do some damage.
Yeah, favorite EDC blades I've been carrying around. I have a red and black version, handled with a satin, and I tell you, I just love everyday use. I've used it so much. It's just a great EDC knife. It's a lot of states that you can't have over a 3-inch blade. Over a 6-inch blade, you want to carry a frenzy style. That's just great.
Yeah, it's that's really pretty.
And you mentioned people talking about asking you for the shorter one, but those last 3 blades that you mentioned, the Colossus, the Recon XL, and that Frenzy, forever people have been asking for that exact thing. They wanted the Colossus back. When you can bring the XL back, and of course a smaller Frenzy. So yeah, I mean, I know you all got a lot of detractors, but holy freak, I don't know what else they want you to do besides do exactly what they ask you to do, which has been those last 3 for sure.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I tip my hat to the guy down there in the bottom of the screen. If you guys are seeing the same thing that I am, maybe you are, maybe you aren't. But Jamin down there, he's very good at listening, and he's very good at writing people to produce what people want. And I think that was the thing that probably we were lacking. You've been, Jamin, is it 2 years?
2 years.
Oh, 2 years. So this is like 4.5 years I've been playing with Cold Steel, and we have our engineering team that's very good at designing things. But I think when Jamin got involved and started understanding what people wanted on the Cold Steel world, that was when all this started to happen. And people got to understand that there's like an 18-month delay, all right, between the time when you design something and when it hits the shore, which is always funny because when I first got started, everybody said, oh, the quality's already gone to hell. Whatever. Yeah. It takes 18 months, exactly. Right? So,
right.
so lay off of us. But I do tip my hat to that guy right there. He's a very good advantage tool to the Cold Steel world, to our cutlery division completely. excuse me, mini wasp. People like boot knives. People like daggers. People people will like this a lot because the other wasp, it's fun. T and I throw it, and it's bigger though. I mean, it's big and it's almost not bulky, but it's you got to really want like 12 inches of blade. This is like the perfect size right here, and none of these Jamin has let me throw. It was very clear to
Yes.
me that when he sent it all to me, and T was coming in last week, he's like, if I catch word that you guys broke anything or damaged anything before I go to any of these shows, throw in my shit and I'm whooping your ass. So we were respectful. We didn't.
We still have product images to take. And so, yeah. After that, you can bash them all you want.
Well, before you got there, I pointed out I have a screwdriver sitting back here. New item from Cold Steel. It's unbreakable. I can throw it into targets.
Yeah, and that that's still a 52-100 drop forge series in the mini wasp. So that's going to be basically one of the most indestructible daggers out there.
Oh yeah, crazy. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah.
I love all the comments. There was one guy who said, "Wow, that's impressive. You punched it through cardboard." I don't know how many closet doors you've punched, but it was a hollow core door. It wasn't just cardboard. But this thing slid in so easy that when I hit it the second time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. You know, like bring back the old college days when you're pissed off at your girlfriend and you just put your hand through the door, you know? And it was one of those things. So then I sent the video to Jamin. He's like, God, please be careful. And I'm just not, you know, I said, this is like a bone breaker thing. This is actually like a pairing part of this that Demco designed.
Oh, okay.
Talk about it, Jamin.
Yeah, I went to Demco and we needed to expand our push dagger that does very well for the cold steel world, and I wanted a more aggressive push dagger, and kind of tasked him and I worked together, and he came up with this Chris style dagger. We're going to call the Java, and I'm just more than thrilled the way it came out. The ability to cut both ways, entering and exiting multiple different directions, and get some good grip. And again, with that handle guard protection to pair with it, it's just one of my favorite knives I've came out with this year.
Yeah. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to clear my throat. Wait, how can I mute this so that you guys don't hear me do that? Is it right down here?
Yeah, I'll mute you real quick.
Your Sprite's right behind you if you want to.
So yeah, one interesting to talk about was while he's out there real quick is the length of time it takes between, like, if you had an idea sitting there right there, most amazing knife ever, when's it going to come out? If everything worked out,
all the way from 12 to 8 months, depending on the locking mechanism, the type of steel. SHP, it's a 6-month lead time to order from the factory, then another 30 days to go from the XHP from the US to Taiwan. And so that's, 7 months right there, just getting the steel. And so that's just that. And then we have the engineering, then we have the testing, we have the prototypes, then the production. And it does take 18 months. I like to shrink it down to 12, but most of the time it's more than 18 months. I'm already working on 2026. So items. So if there's something you want, the Cold Steel Nations wants to see, let Jimmy / know, or Keith Beam know, and we'll get working on it. Just know I do read a lot of the YouTube comments, and we try to make everything the best quality we best possibly can.
yeah, that's awesome. Okay, let's see if I had some write-in questions, but I'll see if anybody here has any questions. Anybody got any questions in the chat here? Let me know, and we'll post them up here for
This is the
Jamin
most important product.
Oh wait! I missed it. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Go ahead, Beamer. I apologize. I totally stepped on your thing. That's awesome.
When I got started, Lynn started correcting me. Beamer stopped throwing holdouts, or stopped throwing folders. And T and I had so much fun because some of them throw a lot better than you would imagine. And one of them was the holdout with that tapered handle. It comes out of your hand nice, you know, and I hold my finger on top and I throw full spin. And I'm not Adam Celadine, and I don't work on this no spin technique. I just throw hard and hope it hits right. But I was busting handles and all different kinds of things in all different kinds of folders. And Lynn was really on my ass about it. And the holdout was one that I did so many videos with because, man, it comes out of there just beautifully. I mean, it just leaves your hand perfectly. And it's not a tacky grip, you know, like a rubber grip, like off your Recons or your Taipans or anything like that, which you'd think would be great throwers. They're not. They got that really good Grivex or Crayex or whatever it is, and it's sticky and it does what it's supposed to do. But when you're letting go of it, it doesn't really slide out of your hands. And the holdout with that taper and that design always threw really, really well. And so I pestered Jamin about it, that I wanted something very similar in balance and in weight, which is balanced perfectly, really. I mean, it's just a hair heavy forward. It's not like a throwing knife that's all weight forward on the blade. This is very similar to the holdout. And I wanted something that if you ever did get into a situation that you would be familiar with. Not only are they fun to throw, you know, get a couple sets of these and you got 4 throwing knives that are great to stick into anything. But, I really wonder about the time when, and I carry my handgun on me 99% of the time, but that time when that guy is just out of arm's reach and you're only at like 1/2 rotation in a full blast throw, not a lob throw or anything like that, when you're turning stuff loose. And so I've always, kind of taught myself that I can't hit him with a fist. It's quicker for me to pull a knife than it is a gun. Okay. With my fingers and my dexterity, it really is easier for me to grab something like this, snap it open and throw it. And the holdout just always worked. And I said, we need something that people can practice with. Then in case they're ever in that situation, they have a little bit more preparedness. It's not like you're saying that you won't panic in that situation, but if you train yourself in a lot of things, it really does help that. And these are just a blast to throw because they're not really heavy. And unlike just a throwing knife, you've got something to grab. You've got purchase on these holes in here, and you've got the G10 handle on it. So you've got something to grab. So like if you take your Luc LaFontaine thrower or something like that, those high carbon steel throwers, once your hand gets sweaty on those, like a Templar axe, even with the holes, your hand, it's tough to turn it loose full blast. Okay. You can throw it and you can throw it pretty accurately. But if you think about yourself in any kind of situation, I know one thing, my arm speed's going all the way to the max. I mean, it's redlining. I'm not going to lob anything at anybody. And I think I probably have had more fun throwing that AK-47 unopened. Okay, just proving a point because it's got that metal part on the back side of it. And I don't care if it's open or closed. I'm going to throw it into somebody. And these things here, though, are going to be a blast. And I believe T and I did this special with these already. It's not now, so you don't be applying for it yet. But I think we're giving away a holdout and a set of these someday soon when these come in. So brace yourself for that. But watching her throw this is dangerous. When, a lot of times it might take 3 or 4 takes or whatever, when she turns and wields this, it and buries it into the target behind us when we're closing out, like every time. And I'm like, holy cow, I don't want you throwing these at me. I really don't. So, but these are super, super cool. They're absolutely a treat to throw. They're fun. And they're a great way to teach yourself a way of protecting yourself. And we all need to do that because the world is nuts.
That's how one of these knuckleheads that, we run into from time to time. And he was like, why is Stick getting his own throwing knife? What doesn't make any sense? How many unofficial world records do you have in throwing? You have,
I think there's 3.
3 of them, yeah.
the Guinness won't email me or either my engineers back, and we've applied. We've actually done the full application process. I've had non-family witnesses at every single event. I threw the fixed blade knife 43 yards. I threw the Hudson Bay hatchet at 50 and a half, and I think the world record of a hatchet was like 27 or something. The indoor record was like 26. I broke that throwing the competition axe. On these are all on video, they're all uncut, but Guinness doesn't listen to me because we're not dude perfect, and I guess it's like $100,000 now to get them out to certify things so they can keep the money. But yeah, I like
fantastic. These people don't understand the kind of amazing arm you have. So yeah, these knuckleheads.
It's all bolted
I'm
together.
sorry, keep going.
It's all bolted together. There's wires and batteries and all kinds of things. It's been fixed a few times, but you know, that's always been my thing, and is throwing things. My whole family, you know, I played pro baseball, and my brothers were great athletes as well. So was my dad, and there was never a moment in our house when something wadded up, something sock, you know, Christmas wrapping was the world's worst. Mom used to get some, I mean, shit was just flying around our house constantly. And my brothers were 10 and 12 years older, so they had a lot better arms than me when I was younger. But it didn't matter if it was a Matchbox. It didn't matter if it was Hot Wheels. I mean, things were flying in our house all the time. And you had to learn to throw, and maybe throw jumping over a couch, or maybe throw sidearm, or throw overhand, just depending on whatever the situation gave you when your brother was like zipping from hallway to hallway and you tried to hit him with an ice cube really hard. You know, so I got really good at throwing, and I always have. And it wasn't until Cold Steel and I started watching Adam Cheladin and Soul Thrower from TikTok. These guys are throwing things and sticking them. And I'm like, there's nothing more satisfying than throwing something in here, go thump. Okay.
Right.
It's like this crazy feeling. I mean, you look at the axe leagues and stuff like that. These guys understand it. Now I'm stepping back to 20 and 30 yards and we're airing it out. And yeah, you don't hit the target every single time. You don't stick it every time. I think the one time that I threw the Tanto 43 yards, okay, and buried it in the black bullseye. Okay. Absolute fluke. Took me 30 times to hit the 40-inch wood thing, 30 throws. The wind was blowing, and it's a flat blade like this, right? And the wind's blowing left to right, coming back at me, and I'd throw, and I'd be like, oh, that's it. And it would go, poof. And then I'd throw, and it'd go, and I mean, I was like, I can't figure this out. And so I threw it harder and lower that time, and it did it. But if you watch like Dude Perfect, or if you watch any of these guys that have these great shows, that it takes some pretty numerous times for magic to happen.
Oh yeah,
just threw on the skeleton holding the little clay bird on the cardboard across the pond. You know, that was 39 yards, and that stuck right next to the clay bird. I mean, the clay bird fell off the target because I just had it taped there, but it took me, you know, 15, 20 throws. You know, it's not like that. I break more GoPros than I hit bullseyes.
Yes, your expense report shows it.
Yeah. You know, I've torn up 5-6 GoPros, and some of them have been lens like point first. Like you'd think that they'd keep recording it, but a lot of them fail. They quit. They don't like getting knives in them. Jamin and those guys bought me these metal cages with these reinforced glass things now for my GoPros.
That'd be some good bonus footage. Seeing that knife come right into that lens there, that would be nice.
What we need. Like when T and I were throwing the boomerangs, and we got boomerangs in stock. If you guys want to have a blast, these things, they don't come back. Okay. I know the understanding and the definition of a boomerang is it returns to the sender, but these are hunting boomerangs, and Lynn designed them not to come back, and rightfully so, because they will take your fingers off, for goodness sakes. They're a little heavier, but man, if you catch the right wind, you can let these things sail, and that's so much fun. And that's where I wish, like, I had a real gutsy camera person, you know, that would dress up in some like armor gear and then be able to manually focus and you know, watch this thing coming zipping in at you, you know, because our GoPros are picking them up when T and I have thrown them, but you almost want to have that special thing there. Jamin, I need more budget money. I need a cameraman that's nuts.
Get right on that.
I get
Let's see how well your throwers sell first.
I'll sell one pack to my mom. I'll tell her part number.
One of the questions I've been getting a lot of, and is the prices on they're complaining about the pricing right now. Is that gonna? Can you explain that, or how's that
Jamin,
determined? Or,
Yeah, I mean the pricing is, steel is not easier to get. Transportation costs are higher. Everything's higher. Factories all over the world have increased their price so much that we've had to exit some countries because, cold steel is all about the best value. To me, that's what a cold steel is. I mean, Lynn Thompson has made some phenomenal items that are, pound per pound. The SR1 Light, you're getting so much blade for the price they cost. You can buy 20 of those versus some of my competitors, much smaller little pocket knife EDC. Transportation cost, container cost, logistics, everything's gone up. Steel prices have gone up. Some handle materials have also gone up. So we've seen a steady price increase, just like in eggs and everything else. Steel's no other option. There's one steel factory that is filing bankruptcy right now, and hopefully everything goes great with that company. But I mean, the market's tough. It'll be then don't even want to talk about the new tariffs that are being imposed. So get ready for a very fancy 2025. It's going to be a lot of fun.
okay, yeah. So yeah, that's what a lot of people don't seem to understand or refuse to understand. But this isn't 10 years ago or
and
8 years ago when
we're not making anything cheaper. We're not lessening the steel. We're not lessening the quality on any of our products. We're using the same factories that we've used for a long time, and we constantly work with those factories to get the cold steel customer the best value they can get. We have a whole team at GSM West and an international group that is devoted to get the customers the best prices. It's just a very, very expensive world out there right now.
Okay. All right. Let me see. I had written down some questions here. You already answered about the steel companies possibly going out of business.
Mm-hmm.
And one question:
are
there any new lock designs coming up? Any like new in development that you can talk about or just hint at? Or
No, not right now. I can't say. There's one I can't talk about, but good. You almost got me, Jamie.
But there are some we just can't talk about.
You just can't talk about it.
All right.
I think everybody will be very excited about it when it does come out in 2026. I'm really excited.
Oh, nice.
One potential, but yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Anybody else got any questions before I'll go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
No, that's fine. Jamin, I really just take note of it. That handle on that little frenzy is perfect. That it's like it's a square.
Yeah.
And it feels so nice.
Yeah. I actually have one of those made. Jimmy, I don't know if you've looked at the handle maker Fat Carbon. I got a frenzy made in Fat Carbon. It is to die for. It is so beautiful. But that material jacks the price up of that knife another 33%. And so we're working with Fat Carbon and some makers to get it to be affordable. So, I mean, it is the most. I wish I had it on me. I'd show it to you. Stop by the Blade Show, and Jimmy will show it to you and show Keith next June at the Atlanta Blade Show.
Next
all right.
June. My birthday's
coming up quick.
Yeah,
very fast.
Yeah,
it's been almost 6 months since I messed up my arm. It doesn't seem like that long.
Isn't that crazy?
And I have a whole ramp just for you that I want to have you sign someday. You're not allowed to touch any. You're not allowed to set up a takedown anymore.
Power winch and a ramp. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing was that day, Beamer messed his hand up.
Yeah, I did. I slammed his hand in the kitchen.
30 minutes before that, and then I had to steal his thunder a little bit. Sorry about that.
I just wanted to do more work.
You can come take all my injuries. Seriously. You just
man,
I
Add more chapters to your book, man. It's crazy.
I got.
Crazy the stuff you've been through.
I need the right artist. Are you a cartoon artist?
No, not me.
I need a character artist. I really do. And
You
then
just need to get on AI there, Beamer. Shoot, AI will do some amazing stuff for you.
yeah, that's a great thing. And I just downloaded some new AI software, so I was playing with it last night. So, it's crazy. I asked it to give me a 3-second movie of a Viking on fire jumping off a ship, and it took like 40 minutes for it to build this thing. And then it was really funny because it was like, there's 2 ships, and this Viking like jumps and he just melts into the wall. He's gone. It's a little bit, hokey there, and his battle axe and shield stayed on the other boat. Didn't quite. I must not have been very descriptive on what I wanted it to do, but it was like something that I did in graphic arts 101. So
I got a question about the hoodies you guys are wearing. Where can they get those? Can they get those on the Cold Steel or?
No, we have a whole line new of apparel. You can go to Cold Steel.
these aren't on them.
Well, we've got a whole bunch of them there.
Yeah, we've got some neat stuff. You know what? The pants on the website look like flare leg, skinny leg pants. They aren't. They really are very, very nice. I've been wearing them, and now it's like 4 degrees outside, and nylon's a little bit chilly, but they are comfortable and stretchy, and holy cow. But yeah, it's I don't even know if we have any hoodies out on that thing. We have coats. I wear the Cold Steel coat. It's just kind of like it's not denim, it's like a canvas. It's a black canvas, kind of like a Carhartt. Yeah, it's a Cold Steel coat. It's pretty nice.
You can hide all your knives inside, and I think it would hold 12 knives or something like that.
That's awesome.
Wow, that's awesome. That's so cool.
12 espadas if you want.
Bad things happen. I've worn my arm out throwing everything that I have, because the first one, I'm going to blow everything out of it. I know that. If anything ever happened, I'm turning it loose higher than I have since being drafted. And I can promise you that there will not be ligaments attached when I get done with that throw. I'll regret that forever. But it'll go fast.
I got another question here. It says, why does Cold Steel prefer the phosphor bronze and Delrin washer stack? Is that a Lynn Thompson or Andrew Demko practice?
Yeah, that's something we've used for Lynn Thompson back in the days. We try to use the best materials out there. We've tried different materials, but that's kind of what we've stuck with. I know there's a lot of people in the aftermarket using different washers, which is great to watch his videos and people tweak with the Cold Steel items. But we're constantly looking at other materials and trying to get the best bang for the buck and get really a smooth product out there.
Okay. Yeah, I think I heard Andrew Demko talking about it once, and he had something to say about the longevity of it and the endurance of it. So to get like grit and stuff in there, that they work a lot better than different things. So I think people see that flimsy little washer and they think it's flimsy, but they don't realize what it's going to stand up to.
Yeah. I mean, we test products over and over for the ability and how many times they can open. We measure out the washers, how many, if it's been compressed or expanded. So we do take quality control and as best as we can.
Okay.
And
all right, what do we got?
Quality, Josh, just one quick thing. I've seen a lot of, customers get on Cold Steel Nation and just watch out for counterfeits. They're getting better and better. It's not the quality that Cold Steel produces. So, if it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. We've seen Espadas XLs. Man, I would never buy a counterfeit Espada. It's a phenomenal knife out there, but if you don't have a real triad lock that's built properly, having an Espada fill on you is not the way to go. We are starting to put date codes in products, so we know when the manufacturer made it, and so we can have a better quality control if something does go wrong. So we do have date codes in some of our products in the future, and that's really to help ward out the counterfeit items, because we're putting it in spots it's not easy to find.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, be careful those clones and stuff, because I got sent a clone not too long ago, and if I didn't know what I knew, I'd have been totally thrown by it. So
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy, ask that guy or the gal, whoever asked about the sweatshirt, ask him what size they are.
what size are you? Let's see, Brandon. Brandon, what size are you, sir?
If it's a
All
large,
right.
I'm stealing Jamin's.
I'm extra large. You don't get,
Oh
you
man.
don't get skinny by typing on a keyboard all day.
Right. This is a 2X. I'll ship this exact one to whoever that guy is that asked that. I think.
Oh shoot, there you go.
But
I think his name was.
he's got to
Oh,
respond.
that's Brandon. Are you still here? He's going to ship you his very own. Oh
There you
yeah, he's here.
Okay.
Please wash it, Keith.
Don't say his address out. Have him email stick at gsmorg.com. I'll
Did
send
you
him
get that, Brandon? Stick at GSM
org.com.
or G.com.
No, stick at gsmorg.com.
All right, let me write that down. Stick. Okay.
I'll ship him this one that I'm wearing. I will wash it first, Jamin.
Thank you.
Yeah, these are nice. They're super soft.
They are warm.
I need it at the office. They've got me in a studio. I at least got heat. You know, the first 2 years I didn't have, and you guys probably saw that out in that barn with no electricity and no heat. But I do have heat now in a unit heater. But the concrete slab that the building's built on is seriously like 7 degrees, and my feet are froze by the end of the day. Just you can't. The concrete is so cold right now. It's nuts. It won't heat up. But
Okay, well, I don't want to keep you guys. We had you guys for like 35 minutes here. Any more questions? Hurry up, guys. Let me give you like 30 seconds before I send these gentlemen back to their evenings. And
yeah,
one guy wants to know if there's ever going to be a frenzy that is serrated.
Never gonna say never.
He won't say never. So maybe so.
I gotta send this back.
Definite.
I gotta
Short frenzy or long frenzy? You'd have to be the longer frenzy serrated, right?
I got to send this back to Jamin for the shows. I could take a file to it right now before I send it back.
No. Let me get lifestyle images done, and yeah,
Get those custom stick serrations.
Yeah. Yes. Give me a Dremel tool with my hand shaking and not working. Yeah, it's serrated. Yes. Yeah.
you know, serrations are and the knives. You know, product versus product serration demand is like 10 to 15% of the sales in cold stoves. I love serrations. A lot of people do, but it doesn't move as much as, you know, you sent me, Jimmy, your Espada insulated. That thing is amazing. When I talked to a lot of retailers about it, nobody wanted to pick it up. I mean, that Mayhem and fully serrated is, my God, there's nothing crazier than that Mayhem fully serrated that you let me borrow. So
yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it's wild what people will pick up.
you will have a serrated SRK at Midway USA in the next couple months.
Oh, there you go.
That's an exclusive for them, so keep an eye out for that one. Hopefully Midway doesn't.
You guys got any plans on different steels coming up? Any more MagnaCut stuff coming out?
MagnaCut is nothing in 2025. MagnaCut has to be either made in the US or made in in Europe. We have some great Italian partners for the Recon. One that in MagnaCut that's been doing phenomenal. We have another factory here in the US that makes it for us for like the Republic, but nothing else in MagnaCut. I'm still looking at it. It's a great steel to have.
Okay. And off the top of your head, Jamin, do you know what the Rockwell hardness on the Recon MagnaCut is?
No, but I will find out and email you, Josh. And
okay.
I've got it somewhere. I apologize. I don't have that off. Well, Cold Steel's only got 6,000 SKUs.
trying
Good,
to see
but I'm not that good.
them off the top of your head there.
Yeah, I'm in charge of 9,000 SKUs. It gets a little long.
Yeah, I just want to keep talking about the knuckleheads, but I'm not.
No,
I'll address that.
no. Anything you want to talk about? That's where we're here.
Well, the goofballs on that Blade HQ video that you made, and they're talking about this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. I just want to strangle somebody. And go, this guy knows more about what he's talking about than anybody else. This is the guy that everything's going through to get to where you want it.
I had a long week that week. I was down in Texas for multiple days and flew out to Utah on a last flight, and then early up in the morning. And then I had a phenomenal meeting with the folks at HQ for 4 hours, and then jumped into that. So I should have done the video first, and so that I do apologize to everybody. Next time I'll do the video before I do my meeting. But yeah, so I'll do better. I'll get any better and better. I'm watching Beamer, watching what he does. So I'll get Beamer.
Don't follow any of my leads. I have walkers, I have crutches, I have splints, I have prosthetics built. You don't really want to follow any of my leads.
It's all fun and game until you have 4 cameras pointing at you. So,
yeah, that's right. That's right. And just off the cuff too.
Yeah.
But
it was
all
only
right,
one.
everybody, I'm gonna let these guys go. You're looking at the energy and the brains here. It's just awesome that y'all guys showed up here.
Which one are you pointing at?
Yeah, I'm not the brains.
I'm gonna let y'all figure that out. I'm just pointing. But I appreciate y'all being here, and man, this is awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. And y'all say thank you and go over to their videos and say thank you. This is a big deal. They took time out of their schedules, and it really is a busy schedule. And I appreciate Jamin, Beamer. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you guys again, and y'all have a really good evening and a really good weekend.
Well, you and your family are salt of the earth. So is Mr. Jamin there. Thank you guys, everybody out there, for your support, whether it be good, bad, or ugly. I appreciate it. And trust me, things are going to get fun in 2025.
It's awesome.
Peace.
All right, y'all take it easy. I mean, keep going here. Y'all, thanks for all your questions. Thanks for everything, and thanks for keeping it civil. And y'all be here tomorrow. We're gonna have another twisted giveaway, except this one's gonna be even more twisted. My brain's going crazy thinking about crazy things to do to make it more fun. Big time twisted giveaway tomorrow night. It's gonna be 9:30 Central Time. Get in here and tell your friends. Tell your friends it's gonna be fun. And I think that's it. Thanks again for showing up. I know we're gonna have 2 live streams this week, and it's kind of takes out of your schedule, but it means a lot to me that y'all showed up. And leave your comments down here. Say thanks to these guys. Seriously, I mean, you got 2 wheels. I mean, you can't hardly get 2 bigger wheels at Cold Steel than these guys, and they took time to be here for us and to be here for me. And there you go. All right. Thanks, guys, again for showing up. Thanks, John, for taking the wrench. And hopefully, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Had a really, 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 really great time. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow night.